The Lion's Whisker. A tale of love and patience. In a small village nestled among rolling hills, there lived a woman named Adia and her husband, Jabori. Their love had once burned bright like the midday sun, but as years passed, it dimmed to a faint flicker. Jabori grew distant, his laughter no longer echoing through their home, his eyes no longer meeting Adia's with warmth. Adia's heart ached with loneliness. She yearned for the love they once shared, for the gentle touch of Jabori's hand, for the sound of his voice speaking words of affection. Desperate to rekindle their love, she sought the village elder, a wise woman known for her knowledge of ancient remedies. "Please," Adia begged, her voice trembling, "I need something to bring back my husband's love." The elder gazed at Adia with eyes that held the wisdom of generations. "To create such a potion," she said slowly, "I require but one ingredient, a single whisker from a lion's mane." Adia's heart sank. A lion's whisker? It seemed an impossible task. Yet, driven by love and desperation, she set out to the savannah where a mighty lion was known to roam. For days, Adia watched the lion from afar, her heart pounding with fear. But as the sun rose and set, again and again, she inched closer. She brought offerings of meat, leaving them at a distance. Day after day, she returned, moving ever so slightly nearer. Weeks turned to months. Adia sang soft lullabies to the lion, her voice carrying on the warm breeze. She spoke to him of her life, her joys, and her sorrows. Slowly, the lion grew accustomed to her presence. As the seasons changed, so did the lion's demeanor. No longer did he growl at her approach. Instead, he would look up expectantly, waiting for her songs and stories. One day, after nearly a year had passed, Adia found herself close enough to touch the lion. With a trembling hand, she reached out. The lion, now trusting her completely, allowed her to stroke his mane. Gently, she plucked a single whisker. Triumphant, Adia rushed back to the village elder, the precious whisker clutched in her hand. "I have it," she exclaimed breathlessly. "Now, please, make the potion to bring back my husband's love." The elder smiled, her eyes twinkling. "My child," she said softly, "you no longer need a potion." Confusion clouded Adia's face. "But the whisker. I spent so long." "Tell me," the elder interrupted gently, "how did you win the lion's trust?" Adia thought for a moment. With patience, she replied slowly. "With consistency. With kindness. Day after day, I returned. I learned his ways. I showed him I cared." The elder nodded. "And could these same qualities not win back your husband's heart?" Realization dawned on Adia's face, tears welling in her eyes. She understood now. The journey itself had been the lesson. Adia returned home, her heart full of newfound wisdom. She approached Jabori with the same patience and kindness she had shown the lion. Day by day, she rekindled their connection. She listened, she shared, she showed her love in small, consistent ways. Slowly, the warmth returned to Jabori's eyes. His laughter once again filled their home. One evening, as they sat together watching the sunset, Jabori turned to Adia, his eyes shining with love. "My dear," he said softly, taking her hand in his, "I don't know what has changed, but I feel as though I've fallen in love with you all over again." Adia smiled, tears of joy streaming down her face. She leaned her head on Jabari's shoulder, the precious lion's whisker safely tucked away, a reminder that true love isn't won by magic, but by patience, understanding, and unwavering devotion. As the stars began to twinkle in the darkening sky, Adia and Jabari sat in comfortable silence, their love stronger and deeper than ever before, built on a foundation that could withstand any challenge life might bring. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more beautiful African tales.